What does a chainsaw and a gold panner have in common?
We both make stupid noises when we do hard work.
I am a simple man. I only need rocks and a good shovel to be happy. And that hard work is about to begin because this is what my test pans are looking like. If you're unfamiliar with that yellow rock, that is called gold, and I found a fair amount of it. Behind me is a massive sweeping inside bend, and my test pans show that there is a pay streak here some 10 to 15 meters long. It's the right kind of soil to be able to use this bad boy. This is the 1088 River Sluice. I am fast developing a very unhealthy relationship with this sluice. It takes longer to fill a bucket with dirt than it does to tip it down it with that classifier plate. Get in the creek. I wonder how many prospectors just cringed watching that. Couple of things you need to know about this sluice box in particular. It is really wide. It is 10 inches wide. That's a handspan. And because it's 10 inches wide, you can fit so many dead bodies in this bad boy. I mean, so many bits of pay dirt in this so many buckets of pay dirt in this bad boy. The classifier plate at the front does change the water flow a little bit, but you don't need to worry about loss. I've done all the tests, all the gold's still caught in this section here. And just like how Viagra will make you last longer, this will make you sluice faster. Also forgot my tripod, so you're going to get some weird angles today. Buckets. You could absolutely build dam walls out of rock like I have done here, but the thing that really helps is debris like this, leaf debris. If you want to get good water flow, pack that into your gap and you'll get a much better seal a lot quicker. You can go in there too, Leaf. Just don't be trying to collect this stuff, which is sawgrass, and will open you up like a razor. I gotta bury my foot. Ooh, it really hurts. Oh, you mother... Holy shit, that hurt. I use this to cut my way in, which is an amazing tool because you just see gauze like this and you're like, die gauze, die! But then the gauze has little spiky babies that fall off and they get into all of the crevices and you don't want them in any of your crevices. This is now tripod. You're officially in a size 13 boot. Does it smell good? The no-name brand bucket, The no-name brand bucket has a baby. So far on the 100 bucket challenge, I've done about 55 buckets. Some of these buckets haven't been on film because I was prospecting. Today, I'm hoping to get many buckets. Bedrock or rock? I don't know. Well, those are rocks, but not the ones in my way. This is a 20 litre bucket and this is a 10 litre bucket. Or in freedom units, that's a 5 gallon bucket and that's a 2.5 gallon bucket. I think that's right. This is manageable when it's full, especially if you remove some of the big rocks off the top. Yeet. This will kill you if you try to transport it full, so I don't. Combined, they make about one full bucket. I would carry both of these at the same time, but someone forgot their tripod, and therefore I have to hold the camera. The long walk back. Hello, friend. Do you want to get sluiced? Oh. I already know you guys are going to be worried about me losing gold. I've done the test on the tailings, and I'm not losing anything that is abnormal. I'm losing the same amount of gold out of this with the classifier plate on it as I would be without it. But I can process so much faster. If you watch the back of this dirt when I shift this off, you'll see a whole bunch of ironstone come out. That's where our gold is. Everyone I've spoke to worries about this at the top. It looks like the cells aren't doing much. They actually are. I sat here and watched how these were working after you dump it on. So by the time I get back here with my next bucket, this will be all cleared out. And like, yo, I was thinking the same thing you are, but doesn't that mean it will push the gold down further in the box and you'll get migration? And in my testing, no. I think it has something to do with the fact that these cells work perfectly fine. And you can see just in the time that we've been talking, the cells have already reduced and I can see gold. brother. Nice mullet. Beautiful mullet. I'm starting to realize why I'm so tired when I go home. It's because I lift rock all day. I know Jeff Williams says who needs a gym when you could be just a gold miner, but stuff that. Who needs CrossFit athletes and Olympians when you could be a gold miner? I don't need no stinking gym membership. I need dirt in a bucket. Bloody shovel, one down on the job. Can't find good help anywhere these days. Always taking advantage, aren't ya? That's a lie, I love this shovel. I've abused the heck out of this thing and it's still living. And I show my appreciation by kicking it in the head. What do you need to be happy? Let me know in the comments below. For every 1 pan of gold like this, where you get lots of oodles of specks, it takes about 2 shovels of dirt to get that. This little baby bucket can hold 6 shovels worth of dirt. That's 3 pans worth. And that ugly monstrosity down there can hold 10 to 12 depending on how much big rock you put in there and how strong you are to carry it. Let's say 16. That is 8 pans of dirt. That is this plus 3 pans of dirt every time I tip them down the sluice box. I can tip a bucket down in under 2 minutes, but it takes me about 10 minutes to dig it out of the ground. That means roughly every 12 minutes, I'm doing 8 pans. If I could dig faster, we would be on a bonanza. But apparently I'm a slow shoveler. Well, I'll put the baby one down first. Yeah, I'm a real man. I'm afraid of things like emotions and small sluice boxes. The 100 bucket challenge was just the idea of how much gold could you find if you worked 100 buckets. And so over the last several weeks, I've been doing just that. We're over 50 and I've got over half an ounce of gold. My goal's an ounce. I don't know if it's going to happen, but cutting your way into creeks like this, where no one's been in a really long time, so maybe I'll get lucky and kick over a big nugget. Test pans are showing me that I'm still 100% on the gold. It is going to be a good day today. For whatever reason, 7-Eleven banana bread and sluicing go together. It keeps me going for at least another hour. I mean, I'm a miner, so I'm pretty decrepit. Like an hour is a good amount of energy to gain from banana bread. And brother, am I going to be able to afford some banana breads? All gold should be measured in consumable foods, and that is probably 1.5 banana breads. There's a really good chance in the next 3 years, gold's going to be going to around 5,000 Australian dollars an ounce, which means that you too will be able to afford a lot of banana bread, but also it's a pretty good time to become a gold prospector. If you would like to learn more about gold prospecting, jump down below, chew your food, and hit the subscribe button, because that's what I do. I teach people how to find gold. And you too could be a broke-back man one day. So much of using a sluice box, whether it's a river sluice like this, a high banker, a trommel, a dredge, any kind of sluicing system is just rinse and repeat. The idea of it is to increase the volume of dirt that you're able to work so that you can get more gold. I've now run a full bucket of this and a 3/4 bucket full of that, about 27 to 28 litres of dirt, 12 times. Bear in mind, sluice boxes are only usable if you have enough pay dirt. If I came out here and tried to run crevice dirt through this sluice, I would lose efficiency because I'd have to set the sluice box up and I'd have to transport the dirt to the sluice. I have to do a whole lot of stuff for what is essentially a couple pans worth of dirt. But in this spot, the pay streak starts about here and it ends around that corner. We have oodles of dirt. 15 or 20 banana breads worth of dirt. And that's why coming out here and running the sluice makes sense. This isn't a prime example of it, but there is another thing that I'm going to be doing very soon, and that's coming back here with a metal detector and taking a whole bunch of heavily mineralized and vugged quartz. Quartz in this area contains gold. Now, we've found some pretty big specimens out here, and we've found a lot of specimen gold in our sluice boxes. And that's because there are hard rock mines that run almost the entire length of this creek. Most of the gold that's in the creek today is actually shedding out of their waste rock piles. I shall name it Specimen Creek! Test pan, 1 million. And this test pan had a pleasant little surprise in it. That is a small specimen. It's got quartz on the other side of it. That's what I'm talking about on this creek. You will absolutely find beautiful gold on quartz. I'm really hoping there's some more in the sluice because this was a lot of work. I don't think the gold is here because it's an inside bend. Like, some of it maybe, but if that were the case, it would be a lot longer. We would have gold right up to where the sluice box is. And we don't have that, my good madam or sir. But we do have gravels in the bank, and I reckon that's where it's coming from. Now, I don't think these gravels are particularly rich, but there's a lot of erosion at this point, which means the floodwaters have washed away a lot of the lighter sediment and left behind the heavies. That means if this bank was going 2 or 3 specks per pan, when the flood came away and washed away 400, 500, 600 pans worth of dirt and left the gold behind, it concentrates it on the edge. I think that's what's happening. I found a problem with this. It grates the skin off your fingers. I need either better bitch mittens or gloves. At any rate, that's buckets 15 and 16 done. Just to remove some skin off my fingers and check out the gold. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. I have moved a ridiculous amount of dirt. My back hurts. That's normal. Sweet retirement gold at the end of this for you. That is one greedy bucket, and they both look ridiculously heavy. Woo. I'm done. 18 buckets. It's not bad. Roughly 25 litres per run times 18. 450 litres. So a lot of litres. I know that today is going to be a great cleanup. I'm seeing very good gold in the sluice. Every time I look down, there's new bits. Like, look at the size of that bit just there. Test pans are going anywhere between the lower end, 30, higher end, 150. This is by far the best worst part. I'm gonna lift it out. Loudly out of sluice box in the creek. Straight off the bat, we've got money right there. Look at that, gold just piled up on the slick plate. This is what I was talking about in my testing. It's like the top mat bogs down a little bit. All the gold seems to be caught from here up, and I have never seen anything down below. This seems to operate just like a regular drain mat, and that's the benefit of having such a long sluice boxes. From here down, the classifier plate has no effect at all. So even if this goes to hell, then that's going to work. But the fact that this has a lot of dirt in it isn't a bad thing. It's still moving, it's still agitating, it's still shedding off. The only difference is now you have a layer of gravel protecting your gold that's sitting on the mat. Oh yeah. Yep. That's a good sign. This is about the best kangaroo angle I can get for you at the moment. It's not ideal, but you will survive. Just splashing it into the bucket to take a look. And that's what's coming out the other side. Oh, doesn't that look good? Yep. Little gold weighs very heavy. So I'm not going to pan this down because I need all of the gravels for crushing. But we should be able to spin it and get kind of an idea of what kind of gold we collected. I suspect it'll be alright. We've got shotgun pellets. That's a really good sign, because they're nice and dense. They sit with gold. We obviously see a little bit of gold out the top corner here. I know we've got more than that in there. Let me do the rapid tap thing. Without panning it down or off at all, that's what I managed to rapid tap up to the top. That is a good day. And as I was saying, there are plenty of small specimens in there waiting to be picked up. I just got out of bed to film this ending, and I don't know what's going on with my pineapple hair, but here we are. I should fix it with a hat. Professional Chris is back. If you've been following the 100 pan challenge with any amount of enthusiasm, more than the average amount of enthusiasm, which I don't really know what that looks like, but let's just say you've watched 2 or 3 episodes, you'll know that I said that there was going to be some good gold peaks coming up, and this was one of those sessions. If I've learned anything in my life, if you want something to look bigger, you always put it next to something that's smaller. Hence we have a Pints by Prenny mini pan and a Gold Claw pocket pan. But all that aside, even if we shake that out, that is a lot of gold. I ended up finding one fantastic specimen in the cleanup. Gold on quartz specimens in this creek are super common, and that's why you've got to go through your concentrates real carefully, because they tend not to sit quite with all the rest of the gold. In fact, some of the concentrates from this run are currently in my 1 gram pay dirt bags, meaning that there is a chance that I've missed some of these and that they are in those 1 grammers. You'll also note that the majority of the gold is quite fine. There's not too many coarse chunky pieces in there. Most of our weight's going to come from that super fine flour gold. And if you would like to help support the channel, jump down into the description below where you'll find a link to the old moldy. You can buy merch, gold pay dirt, gold nuggets, crystals, gemstones, literal jars of actual. There's always the free way to help support the channel, which is to hit the like button, leave a comment below, and hit the share button. That helps spread the videos to new people who may have never seen it before. With over 20 buckets worked, and every single test pan giving me well over 100 specs per pan, we know we're going to get a good way up. I'm thinking it's going to be over 2 grams. I'm going to guess 2.5. Some of the chunky bits coming out first. What's your guess? Leave it in the description below. Before we get to the end, we're going to hit the 1. There it is. 1.5. Yep. We might do this. 1.9, 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. Oh, we just missed that. 2.463. 2.463 grams with a river sluice in just a couple of hours. The 100 bucket challenge is well on its way to being a mad success. This is everything that I've managed to recover in the 100 bucket challenge thus far. We'll add our 2.4 grams. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking that's probably north of half an ounce. It needs a little bit of cleaning. But we are getting real close to the end of the 100 bucket challenge. I think we have 30 buckets left to go.